all religions, right? Objectively analyze all religions.
Yeah.
The way to do that is to
Major
pull
ones.
the common points. There are absolute common points throughout all of them.
Why?
Yeah. I think there's common morality, if that's what you're asking.
That's
There is
my
a
point.
common
There
morality.
is a
But where does
common
it come
morality.
from? The origin. We are here talking about the origin.
That's what I'm saying. I believe the true creator's point is. If you want to use that terminology, sure.
And what is
do you
that?
mean?
My point is that perspective is what generates the differences in religions, right? And the objective truth is the thing that is the line that you can draw down all of them, not out of any individual one. No, and everybody tries to say that my thing is objective. Sure, fine. Go ahead and hold that opinion. My point is, I think that the thing that's objective is the thing that everybody thinks. The
No,
one
but
thing that
that's not what
everybody agrees
even the religious people. For example, if you ask the Christians, that is Jesus Christ the Messiah, they'll say yes. If you ask them, is he the Son of God, they'll say yes. If you ask them, is he God himself, they'll say yes. But you and I wouldn't agree with that. You see what I mean? I would agree with the part which is Messiah. You as a Jewish person will not accept.
Individuality of that religion.
Sure. Do you know
No,
what
but
I
this is
say?
what they
I
say
say,
clearly.
Look. It's not about what you say or what I say or what we agree on.
Yeah.
Right? The Nazi party elected Hitler. They agreed on electing Hitler. Doesn't make it a moral action. My point is this, yeah? So the point I'm making is not about what we agree upon, is about truth. What is really coming from the creator? Who has evidence? Look, if I make a claim,
Sorry, they didn't elect him.
if I make
He
a
was not
claim,
elected
He
with
was
the-
elected.
He
He
was
was
not
elected.
elected with the majority.
you can check it if you like.
A democracy, actually,
But
in a
it's
democratic system.
He wasn't elected.
In the
Why is
early
it
days,
this,
he was
right?
elected in a democratic.
The way we can know is by looking at the
He had
proof
the
and the evidence.
second most votes.
Who has proof and
in the
evidence
30%.
that the religion comes from the
And
creator?
then he took
If they do,
control. He was
look,
not
if they do,
elected as the leader.
if they do,
Initially
that's my
was-
point.
No, he
If they do,
wasn't.
let's hypothetically now, John.
argue with
If
me.
hypothetically a religion has evidence that is coming from the creator, it says this is objective morality. The other religions don't.
Yeah.
We will accept that it's objective morality. It's not about what we pick and choose, but it's about is it coming from the creator or not? Did you ask yourself that question? Did you read the Quran and ask yourself, does it really come from a creator or not? You haven't read it yet.
Specifically that I've never read it.
Yeah, that's my point. So before judging and saying what we agree on,
Have I been judgmental?
no, I'm saying before judging that what we agree on is morality, first read the Quran, know if it's coming from God or not. Because if it's coming from God, then this is objective morality. It's not what we determine, it's what the Creator determines is to be moral or immoral. You get my point?
Fair. I believe that one of the biggest issues with religion in general is the anthropomorphization of the idea of God.
Of
We
God.
don't do that.
Actually, we are completely against that.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I say God is a man or a woman. Remember what I was
you
saying.
know,
I don't
Allah
think
says in the
that
Quran,
God-
there is nothing like unto Him. So even something that you can think of, that is not Allah. Yes?
Did
I
you get that
think
point?
is
That
that-
there is nothing like unto Allah.
Anything that you can imagine, anything that you have seen, anything that you can even perceive, yes,
not Allah.
that is not Allah.
So that's why we don't have
We
this
are
problem.
the furthest away from any so-called anthropomorphism that you can think of.
It's a full mouth
Okay.
word, that's why I don't like to say
Yeah, I
it.
know. Anthropomorphism.
Yeah, it's a very
So
full
better-
mouth word. So you get my point, right? So Islam, you don't have that problem in Islam.
And also Judaism, I think they don't anthropomorphize. Again, it's a mouthful, yeah. So they do not use this term. But you know, there are certain things in Genesis, for example, when it says God regretted. We as Muslims, we do not believe that God regrets things that He already knew about the future. You know, one of the reasons that He wiped out all humanity during the time of Noah is because He regretted creating human beings. Genesis chapter 6, verse 6. Check it out.
It says he regretted it.
And also, do you know, we were talking about incest earlier. Do you know that Abraham's wife, Sarah,
Is
she's his
false.
half-sister?
Right.
Did you know that? And Abraham is like one of the most
Easy, Larry.
respected person in all the three religions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the point we're trying to make is this, right? If I was able to give you a Quran, will you read the Quran?
I mean, of course I'd read the book.
Sure. So I will try to get you 100% right before you leave. So the point we're trying to make is this, right?
See him before we
Yeah.
We what we're saying as Muslims is this: we invite people to the worship of one Creator. We're not here to fight. We're not here to falsify something. We're here to rationally talk to each other, right? And to come to yeah, sure.
No, Hitler lost the election.
Okay.
He was number 2.
So we may come
Anyway,
to
we don't care about
disagreements,
him either way.
right? But we want to reach some point as humans. That's what makes us humans, right? We rationalize with each other. So as Muslims, we invite people to the worship of one Creator, right? That Creator, as I told you, is not a man or a woman, doesn't get tired, doesn't regret, and He sends prophets When you ask about immorality, by the way, that was a question I haven't answered yet, right? We believe this life is a test.
Yeah.
So if I don't have the choice to do evil, I cannot be tested. If I only can do good, how am I being tested, right? So everyone has the choice. They can do evil and they can do good. There is accountability afterwards for that. That's why there is immorality, the one that you talked about, right? Because we are being tested as human beings. That's one of the purposes of our existence. Second purpose is worship and glorification of the Creator. If I'm not worshiping and glorifying my Creator, if I'm not praising my Creator, I will not be spiritually fulfilled, right? Today you can be, tomorrow you will not be. When you're busy with the materialistic world, that's the point that I always make to people. When you're busy with the materialistic world, you might think, okay, I'm happy. This fake happiness that you have is temporary. The minute you hit 60 years old, 70 years old, you cannot have any relationships with women anymore, you cannot do sport, you cannot go there, you cannot do all of these things, you will be miserable because your temporary happiness is gone. It's not there anymore, right? So happiness is not by temporary things, it's by eternal things that always exist. So if I base my happiness on the Creator that is always there, it's never going to go anywhere, that is going to give me fulfillment and peace. I can try to put veganism there, which a lot of people do, right? Veganism instead of the Creator. Whatever you want to put, you can try to put. But it's not going to make you spiritually fulfilled, right?
Temporarily.
So,
maybe, yeah.
so Islam is to do that.
And the Day of Judgment.
Yeah,
We
100%.
believe that this test that we have as in this world, which is temporary,
Yeah.
yes, we will be tested one day. Sorry, we'll be given the result for this test one day on the Day of Judgment. And that is, I don't know about Judaism, but in Islam, belief in the Day of Judgment is very important because that is the ultimate day when we will actually be judged by God Almighty, whether we go to eternal damnation or eternal reward, or based on what Allah wishes or what God wishes, as being what will be your reward or what will be your punishment. Because you see, there are many people in this world, there are many mafias, many dictators, many people who would go scot-free.
Yeah.
They would ruin the lives of many people, kill and destroy property and life of so many people. And they just basically die one day, and no one brings them to account in this world. But you see, on the Day of Judgment, these people will be frightened of the Day of Judgment when they realize that they will be held accountable, that they had the power with which they could actually get away from justice in this world, but in the hereafter, they will be held accountable by the Most High, and there's no escape for them. And the same thing with regards to people who would do good in this world, but without anyone rewarding them, without even acknowledging them. Yes, but on that day they will be rewarded, and everyone will know about that. So you see, this is something that we ultimately have to worry about and prepare for, because you see, in this world, 60, 70, 80 years, and then death is inevitable. So regardless of whether you believe in God, you're an atheist, agnostic, or a believer in God, everyone knows death is a fact.
Yeah.
No one
Did
can
you
deny
ask
that.
yourself and consider that question? What is my purpose? Did you ask yourself that question? Did you say, why am I here? Who brought me here? Who's looking through, from inside my physical body, something's looking now.
You have a copy of the
Why is
Quran,
this
bro?
consciousness and awareness?
You have a copy of the
Why
Quran?
am I?
You have a copy
Right?
of the Quran?
Did you ask yourself these questions? It's very valid
Yeah, if you can
question.
bring it, please.
Because I did not create it myself.
Yeah, bring it
Right?
from anyone.
You did
doesn't
not
matter.
create yourself. And the
No,
Quran
we
says
haven't finished
clearly that did not come a point of time where a human being was not there. He was not there. Right? When he was not there, how did he become to be? How did he come to be? How did he start existing?
I think this is a segue into his point. If I'm,
Who, his point?
yeah,
No,
I
not
think
even
I
his point.
overheard him saying something earlier that
Do you believe in God, by the way? No,
Oh,
you don't.
that will be a different discussion.
he's talking
Are
about
you an
evolution,
agnostic
so
or atheist?
this
Come
is
to
a
that.
it's no
segue
different.
into evolution. So that,
No different from your
Come to that.
Pass
point
off.
of view.
Don't mind.
Huh?
So, do you have any specific questions about Islam, though?
I don't.
You don't,
I
right?
don't. I
So,
appreciate your point of
do you
view.
think the Islamic principle makes sense? Well, I given you.
What you've said makes sense to me.
Okay. We say that's fair enough, right? And I will get you on.
May Allah
Quran,
give you
right?
hidayah.
I'll give you on Quran. Give it to read, right?
I mean,
I believe, look, everyone has this innate disposition, which is called fitrah, an innate natural disposition given to you by the Creator, to recognize His existence and to also know vaguely what's good and bad. You know that killing is bad, right? You feel that this is bad. Pushing someone, you feel something, right? We say that's something given to you by the Creator, right? But it doesn't go into detail in life stuff. It's vague, right? But it gives you a sense of morality, right? We believe that thing you have inside of you now, but is not awakened. We believe when you read the scripture, which I call the Quran, it will be awakened. You will know this is actually my origin. this is actually the Creator speaking to me. And that's something between you and the Creator. It will not be between me and you or him or anyone, right? It will be your experience with the Creator. So read the Quran, because I have not found anything more profound in Islam other than the Quran, right? That's what I found that you cannot argue with, really. You cannot really falsify, you cannot really argue against, right? It actually reads you. You don't read the Quran, but the Quran reads you, right? That's why I like the Quran. But if you're an objective person, look, if you're reading into the Quran to find something you don't like, you will. If you're reading the Quran objectively, sincerely, it will always guide you to truth.
An open mind and heart.
So we want to let him speak now, okay, you know? So I will find your Quran first. So give me 1 second.
I've already asked the brothers. They're bringing it.
They're bringing one. Oh, they're bringing one then. You can go to his point if you like to listen. You know.
What is your question you wanted to ask for
his
so long?
question.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
I wanted to have a conversation on free will.
Pleasure talking to you, by the way.
I wanted to have a conversation on free will.
Free will.
Yeah, if that's fine.
What do you believe in, though?
That free will doesn't exist.
What do you believe
It's
in?
irrelevant to my point.
No, he's saying he's agnostic. You already told us.
Yeah, but it's irrelevant to the point right now. Because
It's relevant. I'll tell you how, but not now. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So the source of my question is: do you believe in free will?
As Muslims,
Yes.
we are compatibilists. We believe that there are things determined within the world, and we believe we have the choice to choose whatever is in accordance to our salvation. That's what we believe.
So
Do you get what I said?
yes, I understand.
Okay.
The Earth is a test, right? According to your belief.
Sorry?
Earth is a test.
Earth is a test.
Your life
well,
is a
that's
test.
life.
Your life is a test.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Whether you're on Earth or Mars, your life is a test.
Yes, of course.
You're only tested. You're only tested accorded. You're only tested, rewarded or punished according to what you choose to do.
Okay.
So, anything which is determined, like for instance, your birth, where you were born, how you look, how your family is, what is your language, these things you're not held accountable for because it was determined, right? So that's why that is the point that I'm making, basically.
For example, did somebody force you to come here today?
I understand that, but
Yeah.
based on our individual's choice is free will. It's having free will, right?
Yeah, but that's what I'm asking. Did anybody force you to come here, or you came by your own free will?
I didn't come on my free will.
Who forced you?
Did somebody force you?
Okay, now let me have my point. Because
Yeah.
we
Okay,
haven't
go on.
had the
Yeah,
point,
yeah,
yeah? Right, okay. So I just wanted to come up with a few points and then I'll establish.
They get in the Quran for sure?
I don't know. Here is.
Ah, yeah. Very good. Thank you. So, there you go.
There you go, John. There's a Quran for you. Yeah. Take care, bro.
Sorry about that.
It's fine.
Go ahead, yeah.
So, do you believe that there was that Big Bang occurred? What do you believe in? Do you believe in like a set variables were created?
Now we are moving into
Yeah,
a different topic
different
at
tangent,
all.
No, trust me. Trust me on this one. Let's go with it. So,
Let's go with what?
my question.
We believe what the Quran says, right? So we
Right.
don't take our knowledge about the cosmos or the universe just from what people say, right? People can have theories, people can say things happen.
We
things
believe that God created
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
Right.
Okay.
that's what we believe.
If that, in a nutshell.
Was there one point in existence that God created? So God created like things like instantly.
Anyhow you want it, yeah.
God created
Whether it's
time as
instantly,
well.
whether it's
When you
Yeah,
say a point,
everything,
God
everything.
created everything, including time.
Yeah, like
he can create
Time, space,
instantly
everything.
if he wants. He
Everything.
can create over a period of time if he
Alright,
wants.
My question is, did he, like according to your belief, did God have a set variables like time, space, everything at one point?
He created all that. All
He
the above.
created all of it, yes.
All the
Yes, he
above,
did.
yeah.
He created
Excellent.
everything. Yeah.
Now,
I'm sure we're gonna get the point soon. I know where he's going, anyways. But I'm
No,
letting
let
finish.
him ask. That's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
all right. Now, do you agree time started somewhere? At one point, time started, correct?
Obviously.
Obviously.
If it was
okay.
created, it has to start somewhere, sometime,
Perfect.
isn't it?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Now, so time started with set variables, correct?
Well, what do you mean set variables?
Do you believe in universe?
What are the variables of time?
What? As in the. What do you mean?
That's what
your-
you
that's
said.
what
You
you said.
said time started with a set variable. What are
What
the
do you mean
variables
by
of
that?
time?
I'm asking you.
Those were your terms, my friend.
Huh?
Those were your terms.
Yes,
Time
the set-
started with
variables.
variables.
What do
Set
you mean?
variables.
So particle placement, the gravity.
Are you talking about
That's got nothing to do with time.
physical existence, or are you talking about time, which is metaphysical
I
abstract?
talk about space and time or just time?
Time and space.
Okay, so it's a space-time continuum.
Yes.
Okay, is that what you're saying? Okay, what about that?
All right. So the root of my question is, if we agree that this was the start of time, and we're here, because time passed, correct? the time not pass?
I don't follow what you're saying.
Time is a change.
It's a change in
Okay, is
two
time
things.
linear?
Right?
Is time linear?
Time, look, you're going now to a theory of relativity, you're going to this, that.
No,
Look,
no, I'm
look,
not.
I'll tell you what we believe. Look, we believe time is a change from point A to point B. That's what we call time. So
It's-
you
in a
moved
nutshell,
right
yeah.
now, right? That's a change, that changes time.
So everything.
That's in a nutshell, yeah, as
So
I
A
just
to
said, yeah,
B?
basically.
Yeah,
Everything-
let's say it's
every-
linear. Okay, carry on.
Everything was set from B, from A.
Yeah, let's say it's linear. So what?
So A had all of the set variables.
It started at A, went to B. That is one point in time.
Okay.
What is it you're trying to say from
Now
this?
let's make it like a C in the middle, right?
Okay.
So A, C, B.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Or you can call it ABC. We understand the point. Doesn't matter.
Right. So let's go to the middle point.
Yeah.
Do we agree that everything from this point led to this point?
I don't follow. What led to what? Are you saying it's linear?
Yes.
Okay.